Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. Today, we're building the ultimate assembly manual for your capstone project in comprehensive smart contract development. As a key part of our Hello World Revisited module within the broader Solidity and Ethereum quests, this is where everything finally comes together. Think about it. In our last lesson, designing security protocols and mitigations, we did the heavy lifting to secure the house, right? We put locks on the doors, barred the windows, and set up an alarm system. But now we actually need to show our project reviewers exactly how to unlock that front door safely so they can use the house. We're going to take all your brilliant smart contract code and package it up so anyone, anywhere can run it flawlessly.
You know, handing a reviewer a pile of undocumented smart contracts is literally like handing them a locked safe without the combination. Inside that safe might be the most elegant, gas-optimized Solidity code ever written, but if they can't run it, they absolutely can't evaluate it. A reproducible project, on the other hand, is like a beautifully organized IKEA flat pack. The screws are labeled, the boards are numbered, and there's a super clear guide showing exactly how the whole shebang snaps together. We want your reviewers to have that same smooth, frictionless assembly experience. All right, let's quickly map out our blueprint for today. First, the missing instruction manual. Second, gathering your artifacts. Third, the 5 core deliverables. Fourth, running the integration flow. And finally, next stop, the testnet. Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, the missing instruction manual.
We've all heard that classic developer joke, right? Hey, it works on my machine. Well, for this capstone, that excuse is absolutely not going to fly. Your reviewers are going to be grading your work on their machines. So mastering these two guiding principles is absolutely crucial: reproducibility and traceability. Reproducibility simply means you've provided a single documented command sequence that effortlessly reproduces your integration flows. No guesswork at all. And traceability? That means every single action in your project maps directly back to a specific file or test case, explaining exactly why each step even exists. Together, these two principles take a chaotic codebase and turn it into a professional, fully auditable system.
Moving right along to Section 2, gathering your artifacts.
Now here's the best part. For this specific integration step, you aren't actually writing massive amounts of new code. Instead, you're just gathering your past victories. Whether you're enrolled in other Forge College programs or just tackling this specific explainer, pulling together your previous work is the foundation of a great deliverable. You'll need the system architecture diagrams we built in Lesson 1, your compiled contract source and ABI artifacts, your robust automated test suite and CI scripts, and of course your deployment scripts. We're going to use all these artifacts directly to build your ultimate reviewer's guide.
Which brings us to Section 3, the 5 core deliverables.
So, what actually goes into this perfect flat-pack manual to wow your reviewers? You've got 5 core deliverables that make up your milestone checklist. First up, an architecture document that explains component roles. Second, an API reference for all your public contract methods. Third, runnable integration scripts that actually spin up a local node and deploy your contracts. Fourth, test reproduction instructions so reviewers can easily verify your logic. And finally, a top-level reviewer guide. This acts as the front door for someone who has literally never seen your codebase before. Together, these prove your enhanced Hello World features actually work exactly as designed.
Consistency is a real game changer here. Just look at how these deliverables map out to a perfectly predictable directory structure. By placing your architecture doc exactly at docs/architecture.mmd, putting your scripts in an integration folder, and keeping that reviewer guide right at the root of the repo, you ensure a reviewer never has to go hunting. This table right here, it's your structural map. Follow these exact paths, and the person evaluating your capstone is going to have a fantastic, stress-free time.
But the ultimate goal of all this organization, the holy grail, is providing one single, frictionless command, something like npm run integration. Behind the scenes, this single entry point should fire up a local node, compile your smart contracts, execute your deployment scripts in the perfect order, and run a client script to perform your main user flows end-to-end. It's the magical make it work button. You want your reviewer to clone the repo, hit this one command, and just sit back as your project perfectly demonstrates itself. All right, let's jump into Section 4, running the integration flow.
Let's put ourselves in the reviewer's shoes for a second and see exactly how they'll verify your milestone. This step-by-step checklist is basically your dress rehearsal for success. When a reviewer gets your code, they're going to mimic a fresh Git clone just to guarantee no stale files ruin the demo. First, they clean the workspace and install dependencies. Next, they start the local dev node. Third, they trigger that beautiful integration script we just talked about. And finally, they run the full test suite to ensure nothing broke. If you practice these exact 4 steps on your own machine before submitting, you can be 100% confident your code will execute perfectly for them. Now, how do you actually prove it worked without making them scroll through a million lines of terminal text? Enter your run log, specifically integration/runoutput.txt. Your integration script should automatically generate this text file, capturing the console output, the deployed contract addresses, transaction hashes, the whole 9 yards. It basically acts as the official receipt of a successful local run. By committing this file to your repository, you provide concrete historical proof that the end-to-end flow succeeded before you ever even handed it over.
So there's a crucial rule here when documenting your API and architecture. Use your existing tests as the authoritative source of expected behavior. It is incredibly common for developers to write documentation that drifts totally out of sync with the code. But tests do not lie. If a reviewer ever questions how a function should behave, your test suite from Lesson 2 is the indisputable source of truth. Reference those test names directly in your docs. It perfectly bridges the gap between what you claim your code does and what it actually mathematically executes.
And finally, Section 5. Next stop, the testnet. Once your local integration is perfectly packaged, we can finally start looking toward the horizon. You might be itching to deploy publicly right away, thinking, why not just skip all this local stuff and hit the testnet? Well, skipping the local integration phase is kind of like trying to build that IKEA wardrobe we talked about, but completely in the dark. Public testnets have block confirmation times, fluctuating gas prices, and network congestion. If you have a simple bug, debugging it on a live network is an incredibly slow and frustrating process. Perfect it locally first, and you eliminate 99% of the headaches. A well-documented integration example completely smooths out that public testnet rehearsal. Nailing this milestone right now means your deploy scripts are locked in, your environment variables are documented, and reviewers can focus purely on network-specific checks in the very next phase. You're setting yourself up for an absolute breeze of a testnet deployment.
To wrap up today's explainer, I want you to keep these 4 massive takeaways in your back pocket. Number 1, always align your documentation with your live, actual artifacts. Number 2, provide that single magical entry point for reviewers to run everything. Number 3, use your automated tests as the undeniable truth for expected behavior. And number 4, prepare your deploy scripts to accept network parameters so that making the jump from local node to public testnet is seamless.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Is your capstone project a ready-to-build flat pack with beautiful instructions, or just a disorganized pile of wood? Put yourself in your reviewer's shoes and make sure they have a smooth, enjoyable time verifying your brilliant logic. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. And hey, definitely go check out forge.college to dive deeper into this comprehensive smart contract development track and explore a whole universe of other amazing Web3 topics. Catch you in the next one.